Good evening for India, good morning for US, good afternoon for Australia. Today is the fourth lecture in the series on Padma Shri Dr. SRV0004 Memorial Lecture Series. This is held on all Saturdays. Timings 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as per Indian Standard Time. It is a virtual meeting through Zoom. All are welcome irrespective of their geographical locations. Thanks to Corona for having made this possible. The topic for discussion for the Zoom meeting on today, Saturday, the 1st January 2022 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as per Indian Standard Time is make your own aircraft and fly it too. Learn free from anywhere, learn free at any time, learn free at any pace. This is an Atmanirbhar Bharata initiative. This program is called as lecture series. However, wherever possible, discussion method will be utilized to the extent possible for the exchange of ideas among the participants, including the speaker, for the purpose of encouraging everybody in terms of thinking, learning, problem solving, and understanding the topic of interest. The resulting multiple points of view is expected to help to build better knowledge, understanding, and interpretation of the information. Today, we will consider how or what is in the mind of the designer of the aircraft in which the passengers travel from a departing aerodrome to a predetermined destination aerodrome safely, securely, and in time, except those cases where there may be requirement to come back to the departing aerodrome or land on water surface or land on a barren land which is approximately more or less flat with no obstructions in view of the any emergency requirements. So the passenger has to visualize about how the designer starts from the beginning and brings the aircraft ready to fly. So for this today's talk or discussion purpose, we are considering a piston powered engine, which is a single engine used in the aircraft. It is of fixed wing type. Among that, this is a high wing type of configuration. This aircraft is generally used for training purposes as well as for short day trips. The first and foremost requirement is to see how many people are being accommodated in this small aircraft. So we are considering that there are 4 passengers maximum who can travel in this one. The 4 seats are arranged in 2 rows, 2 in front and 2 behind. Between the seats and the space between the front seat and the cockpit interior, there is sufficient leg space available to seat the people or passengers or crew of different heights and weight. The seats are also adjustable type to accommodate different height and length of knees, arms, etc., so that passenger as well as the crew will be able to sit comfortably and operate the controls so that the travel becomes safe, secure, and completes in time as per estimated time of arrival at the destination airport. So there is adjustment for the seat in terms of height. That means seating can be raised or lowered vertically. And also the whole seat can be moved slightly backward or forward to adjust the leg space so that the feet, particularly in case of the pilot, there will be convenience in operating the foot pedals which are on the floor of the cockpit. Once the selection or design of the seats is completed, then we will go for accommodating or enclosing these 4 seats inside a cabin. This cabin can be called as fuselage. So this fuselage has got a windscreen in the front to give full visibility for the pilots what is happening in the front of the aircraft, and also there are windows on the sides, left and right sides. For the back seats, the passengers will be able to see the outside scenery, whereas pilots can see both left side, right side, and also in front side. This is to protect the passengers and also the crew, and if the passengers have some baggage, a separate compartment is also there for carrying the baggage. It is because the baggages must also be secured within the baggage compartments, and they should not be allowed to interfere with the passengers' comfort, and free movement of the baggage is avoided because during acceleration and deceleration and takeoff and so on, there will be protection needed against accidents. Therefore, the pilot and the passengers are actually protected by enclosing the chairs inside a cabin. This cabin can be called as cockpit, or it can be called as a passenger cabin, because this is a 4-seat piston powered single engine fixed high wing type aircraft used for training purposes as well as for short dry trips. Oh, good afternoon.
Fine. Okay.
Because I thought we'll start exactly at 6 and continue. So just repeating, coming back,
Okay.
we wanted to design an aircraft. So as passengers only, we have traveled in the aircraft as passengers, where we first go and look at the seat number which is allotted. We sit there, keep the baggages in the baggage compartment securely, then wear the seat belts, then wait for instructions and demonstrations from the cabin crew about the safety and other rules, emergency purpose, etc. Those things we actually hear in one ear and leave it in the other one. We will not give any attention at all, because we think that nothing happens, we'll definitely go and reach the destination in time. But actually it is a very serious matter. So that has to be, attention should be given, and we should know where that exit doors are there, how to use the mask in case it air pressure comes down, etc. And we are not supposed to take any baggage with us when in case of emergency landing. All these things we have to be very seriously take, just like wearing the mask, maintaining social distance, washing hands have become mandatory. They are also like that only. But usually we will not bother about it at all. So here a passenger is thinking about, he is enjoying so many things. He is eating, taking snacks, coffee, tea, juice, and visiting to washrooms, etc. He may be sleeping, listen to the music, view the videos, so many things. But what is happening in the cockpit, and what was in the mind of the designer of the aircraft, from where he started, and how we make it enjoyable flight in the end. So here we are considering a 4-seater airplane, and we start the design from designing the chairs, because first we have to accommodate the passengers comfortably. That is the starting point. Now in civil engineering, there were two methods of surveying. One is called part to the whole, and another is called the whole to the part. So here it is, I feel we must go from part to the whole. So first we make a cabin, then you see the space inside is not sufficient for anything. See, one day I got opportunity to visit one of the local this trainer aircraft to see, and I just tried to climbed up the aircraft to open the door and enter inside. It was very difficult to open the door. When I went inside, it was difficult to enter inside also. After entering inside, closing the door was very difficult. Then movement of legs and hands, it was also difficult. There was no headroom. See, we are all short people. For us, if the rope hits when we sit there, how it will be there? But most of the foreign pilots, they are 6.5 feet and above only. So therefore, design of aircraft must start from the chairs. So the chair must have adjustment for vertical adjustment as well as the horizontal adjustment. Horizontal adjustment is required because there will be foot pedals in the floor of the cockpit, which the pilot will operate using his feet. And the space between the control column or this instrument panel and the pilot has to be adjusted again. So slightly backward or forward. So first we decide about the how the chair should be there, what should be the width, height, adjustability, etc. This is the starting point. Once this is done, then we want to protect these people from safety point of view. So we enclose them using a compartment or a cabin. It is, we can call it as fuselage. The front of the fuselage has a transparent windscreen where pilots will be able to see what is happening in the front. There are windows at the sides. So left side and right side also pilot will be able to see. Passengers will be able to see only in through the windows, either left side or right side, like that. And there is a baggage compartment also behind the passenger cabin, which is separately separated and kept. The baggage of the passengers can be kept there securely by using suitable harnesses, etc., to prevent their free movement when the aircraft accelerates or decelerates. So they should not interfere with the passengers during the flight. That is the purpose. So once we enclose the chairs with the cabin, the next step is to see how to overcome the force of gravity and take the aircraft up in the air. For that purpose, we will attach the two wings. The wings have cross section, which is called the airfoil section or airfoil section. Different spellings are used. The purpose of this is the air flowing over the wings, under the wings. There will be a small difference. That is, the upper surface of the wing is little bit more curved compared to the bottom surface. So the air passing over the wing on upper surface, it will be traveling at a little increased speed. When the speed is more, there will be a decrease in pressure there. Whereas air passing underneath the wing will be comparatively slower compared to the air flowing above the wing. So there pressure will be higher. So below the wing there is a higher pressure region, above the wing there is a lower pressure region. So the differential pressure will be an upward pressure. So that pressure into area of the wing will give the force. So that force will be able to lift the aircraft along with the crew, along with the passengers, along with the baggage, etc. So this is the next. The next step would be to make the aircraft move. It is necessary to add an engine. So engine along with a propeller. Engine will drive the propeller. Propeller will blow the air continuously because the wing can lift the aircraft only when air is passing through. If aircraft is kept in still air, it won't lift it up at all. So to provide that airflow, this propeller is used. So propeller is driven by the engine. So when the propeller is driven by the engine at high speed, the air will be made to flow over the wings, and the lift generated will lift the aircraft itself along with the, now engine is also will be lifted along with the aircraft. So once we keep the engine, next step is how to move the aircraft on the ground from the parking area to the runway holding point via the taxiways. So here it is necessary to attach the landing gears. So there are different types of landing gears. The one what we are using here is called the tricycle type of landing gear. In the tricycle type of landing gear, the front wheel is called the nose landing gear. There is a single one, and at the rear there will be two landing gears. They are called the main landing gears. So the nose landing gear is used for two purposes. One is to steer the aircraft on the ground. It is connected with the foot pedals. See, in automobile cars, to steer the vehicle, we use a steering wheel. It is operated by the hand. Whereas in aircraft, steering is done by the foot pedal. The right pedal, if we press, it will turn the aircraft to the right. That means the nose wheel will be turned toward the right. Left pedal, if we press, the aircraft will be turned to the left. And here there is an important secret, you can call it. That is, the pedal which is there in the floor of the cockpit, it has two functions. See, it is two in one. One is, it is also used as application of the brake. Brake is applied to the rear wheels, that is main landing gear wheels, and they are the brake is independent, not like in car, if you press the brake lever, actually fluid goes and all the four wheels will stop. But here it is not like that. In the main landing gear, we are considering the two landing gears because of this tricycle type. So left pedal will be for the left wheel brake, right pedal is for the right wheel brake. Whereas similarly, it is also connected to the nose wheel, so that to make right turn, we press the right pedal, and to turn to the left, we press the left pedal. So the pedal is designed not in the way that it is in automobiles. Here, we can press the pedal either by the heel of the feet or by the toe of the feet. Now, if you press by the toe of the feet, it is actually the brake. So, if you press the right foot pedal using the right toe, then right side wheel in the main landing gear will be the brake will be applied, whereas the left side wheel will be still rotating only. So just imagine if there is a fraction of a second difference while applying brakes. If one pedal is pressed little early, 1 second early before the other one, aircraft will make a roundabout. It is because of what is called as differential braking system. So the differential braking system can also be used for taking left turn and right turn like that also, but that is prohibited. The chief instructor, when he is giving the practical test, if he observes that we are steering the aircraft using differential braking system, he will not give the license at all. So if we use the toe on the foot pedal, they are the brakes. Brakes are independent. They are not acting together. Selectively, you can apply the brake, or we can apply together also by pressing both the pedals simultaneously. Whereas the heel portion, even if you press, it will give the right turn, left turn to the nose wheel. So that will be the actual one which is used for taking right turn, left turn on the ground. Now, see, actually the rules will be for the usage point of view. Before we start the engine at the parking place, we have to ask for permission from the ground control, telling that we want to start the engine, whether it is permitted. Then they will say yes or no. Accordingly, we have to follow. If they say please wait, then we have to wait till they give us the clearance. Then we will go to using the taxiway to a place called a run-up bay. So we have to ask permission for that. So asking permission, it depends on the airport where we are taking off the aircraft. See, in busy places, they will not expect telling good morning to good evening to the control people. But where the airports where the traffic density is not much, those people, they expect us to say good morning, good evening. So we have to say good morning, Timbuktu grounds, say Cessna 172, 2 POB, this departing to training area, received whiskey, request taxi. Now, this received whiskey, it starts from alpha, beta, like that. So alpha, bravo, ABCD, like that it goes. So every after 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whenever there is changes in the weather conditions, the wind speed, that updated letter will be there. So before taking off, we must study what is the pattern, what is the wind speed, which runway is allowed for takeoff, or which is working, all that. So that is what is indicated by that received whiskey. Then if you say like that, then he knows that where this person is going. Then you will tell this, suppose it is like Tango, Oscar, Mike, this taxi at a holding point, golf, and wait. So we should know where is the holding point golf, and then only we'll go there. That means whole airport map should be in our mind. So once we have this landing gears, it is possible to move on the ground. Next step is to add the tail unit. This is like in the rocket, we have 4 fins usually. So the fins, what they will do is, they will make the rocket to always have the direction in the direction of the relative airflow. So here, out of the 4 fins, 2 horizontals are kept same only, but the third one, the below fin is not kept. It is because while takeoff and landing, it may scrape the runway and the aircraft may get damaged. So the bottom portion of the normal fin used in rockets is not used here, but its equivalent size is increased in the upper one, and upper one is actually called the fin, and that will be a little larger in size than the horizontal fins. The horizontal fins in case of aircraft is called as horizontal stabilizer. Similarly, the vertical fin is called the vertical stabilizer. So this unit is necessary to maintain the direction depending on the relative direction of flow of air, because always the aircraft gets aligned in the direction opposite to the direction from which the air is blowing. Now the surfaces are made smoother, so the engine is covered with a suitable cover. So that is called engine cowl. Now finally, the finished aircraft will be something like this. So here you will be able to see all the parts. This actually, okay. So here there is somewhere laser pointer. Okay. So here the propeller is here rotating, that is what it is shown here. So fuselage is that main part. This will carry all these attachments. So this is the nose wheel. It is called nose gear. Now, as we said, every surface must be smoother. Here also they are covering with a something like smooth surface. These are called spats. So that is to make the airflow in over these wheels, because this is a fixed landing gear type thing. So airflow is kept smooth there. So it is with reference to the way the pilot sits here. This is called the left wing, and this is called the right wing. Left wing is also called port side wing, and this is called the starboard side wing. Now this wing is kept at the top of the cabin, so it is called a high wing aircraft. Some of them there will be at the bottom, so that is called low wing aircraft. In some of them there will be in between, middle, neither at the top nor at the bottom, so that is called the mid wing type of aircraft. Now in this one, the struts are provided so that it will give sufficient strength during landing type of thing. Now the edge of this one is called the trailing edge, and this is called the leading edge. In trailing edge, there will be some control surfaces. So one is, this one is called the aileron. So there is one aileron here and one aileron here. So this is called the left aileron, and this is called the right aileron. Now here there are two more surfaces. These are sometimes classified as secondary control surfaces because they are generally used during takeoff and landing. So these are called flaps. The flaps will slide slightly backwards also and also bend. That is, they try to increase the area of the wing, effective area of the wing, so that more lift is generated at lower speeds, which is required during takeoff as well as during landing time. Another thing is, when that lift is increased because of this deflection of this flaps, the angle of incident is reduced. That means the aircraft can land slightly with the nose down so that the pilots can see the runway and the boundaries, the windsock in the airport, etc., to decide which runway is working, what direction wind is blowing, and from which direction we have to land. These things also, particularly in case of uncontrolled aerodromes. If it is controlled, then we have to take the permission, and they will also give the direction how to come. And before reaching maybe around before 10 nautical miles away, that means roughly 20 kilometers away, we have to get that weather report, that Alpha, Bravo, etc., whiskey, like that. So then only we will know what runway is available for use, which is working, which is not working. Now here, the horizontal stabilizer is this portion is fixed. The trailing edge of that there is movable type. So important thing is, these elevators, they move simultaneously either upwards or downwards. That is, one will not go up while other is coming down. No, both will move either upwards or downwards, or they stay in level. So when this is deflected upwards, the airflow that is coming here is deflected upwards like this. So the reaction force will act downwards. So the tail will come down, and that means nose will come up. That means it will become like a climbing type of a flight. Whereas when this elevator gets deflected downwards, airflow is also deflected downwards, and reaction force will be acting upwards here. That means nose will move upwards, and the tail will move upwards, and the nose will move downwards. So that means this one is something like descending type of thing, or it is called nose down attitude, nose up attitude or nose down attitude. Whereas when this is in level, neither deflected upwards nor downwards, it will be something like straight and level flight type of thing. That means actually it will try to maintain almost at the same level in which it is going. Now the control surface attached to the vertical stabilizer is called the rudder. This rudder can be moved either toward the left side or toward the right side. So if it is moving toward the right side, then airflow flowing here get deflected toward the right. The reactionary force acts toward the left. So the tail will move to the right side here, and the nose to the left side here. Similarly, when the rudder moves to the left, the airflow gets deflected towards the left. The reaction force acts towards the right. So the tail of the aircraft moves towards the right, and the nose of the aircraft moves toward the left. So this type of motion is called the yaw type of motion. Whereas the ailerons here used, they work in a different way. That is, when the left aileron is deflected downwards, the right aileron will be deflected upwards. So what happens? The right aileron, when deflected upwards, the air flowing will try to deflect the air upwards, and the force acting on the aileron and hence the wing will be downwards. Similarly, here, when it is deflected upwards, here it will be deflected downwards. So the airflow is deflected downwards and the force acts upwards. So therefore, there is an upward force here and the downward force here. So this will initiate a rolling motion. That means the motion is along this axis called the longitudinal axis. So the rolling motion will try to turn or bank the wing to the while taking to the right turn or to the left turn, like that. Now, this elevator gives what is called this up and down motion of the nose or the tail. That means it gives what is called the pitching motion. So that motion is about this longitudinal axis, which will be like this. It is perpendicular to the longitudinal axis. The rudder, on the other hand, will try to move the nose to the right side or to the left side like this, that is turning like that. So that is action take place or motion take place about this vertical axis here, which is called the normal axis of the aircraft. So here you can see actually how the elevators operate and the aircraft is pitching up and down. You can see here both the elevators will move either upwards or downwards. So that causes this up and down motion of the nose or the tail wheel. Here, this is what it demonstrates the working of the ailerons. Ailerons, they move in opposite direction. See, when the left aileron moves up, the right aileron here will go down. When this comes up, this will go down. So that provides this type of a motion. So this is called the rolling motion about this longitudinal axis here. This is how the rudder works. So when the rudder is deflected towards the right side, the air flows, the air is deflected towards the right and the tail will move to the right. That means nose will move to the, when tail moves to the left, the nose moves to the right. And it is opposite when the rudder moves to the other side. So here, this motion of the aircraft of left turn, right turn is taking place about the vertical axis here. So this is called the normal axis. So generally, we will play this short video where a 7-year-old boy has become a visiting professor in the Bombay University, and he is professor in the Harvard University.
Seven-year-old Suborno Isaac Bari became the youngest professor in the history of mankind.
Hi, when I was a kid, I used to play on the ground, but this kid became a professor only at the age of 7, and until now, he is the youngest professor in the world. Who is he and how he became a professor in a very young age?
Hi, my name is Suborno Isaac Berry. I'm 7 years old.
Suborno Bari is a Bengali American prodigy. He is known as Suborno Isaac Bari because after Sir Isaac Newton, He's the youngest professor globally, and people know him as the Einstein of our time. He grew up in New York City, United States of America. He is so genius that he started talking when he was only 6 months. And he could solve math, physics, chemistry problems when he was only 2. Then his parents started sharing his videos on the internet. Later on, he got an invitation from Voice of America to have an interview. And he is the youngest person ever to be in conversation with Voice of America.
And today we're going to be looking at reflection and refraction.
In 2018, Harvard University acknowledges him as a scientist, and in 2020, he is recognized as a professor of Harvard University. He becomes a visiting professor at Mumbai University too. Receives the Child Prodigy Award from the Nobel winner Kailash Satyarthi for his incredible efficiencies in the field of math, physics, and for the anti-terrorist campaign. He also authored a book named The Love.
The main idea of my book is focused on the topic of a Muslim child's struggle to create a world without terrorism.
Barack Obama, the then president of United States of America, didn't make mistake to recognize him too. He sent a letter congratulating him in 2016. And so many renowned university professors and chancellors wrote to him so far.
Why do you think you're so smart?
Well, I think I'm so smart because I can solve PhD level math, physics, and chemistry problems at an age I believe no other can.
You know what? Nothing can stop the persons born extraordinarily. They can go beyond everything. Just need a good nourishing and wishing him good luck.
I'm here to get validated.
You are awesome.
Excuse me?
You have an amazing face. You've got powerful features, man. Anyone ever tell you that?
No.
And listen, you look a little down. And it may seem like sometimes people don't understand you. But someday, man, someday, people are gonna see you for what you really are.
You really think so?
Absolutely. You are great.
Need a validation, please?
You are great, ma'am. You have amazing cheekbones.
Really?
Sir, yes. We have a situation.
Where?
6 months ago.
What the hell's going on?
You've been through it. You know. You've had so much life experience that other people don't appreciate, but you know.
Bless you, dear.
They're not patronizing the shops. They're just coming to see him.
Oh, sir, you're in great shape. You work out?
Not for long.
I do, actually. A bit. Yeah, thanks.
Young man, we are running a business here, not a social club.
That is a fantastic suit. It really flatters you.
You think so?
You guys work so hard. You are the backbone that keeps this place running.
But I always felt like no one really appreciated us.
Yeah, I mean, our jobs are so stressful, and it seems like most of the times people just don't see it.
No, what you do is so important.
You know, I bet the boss would love to meet you.
You are great. You provide hundreds of jobs, sustaining hundreds of families. That's huge.
That's so good to hear. Most times I feel like people don't recognize that. I'm just the big bad man on the hill.
Not at all. You give.
You know, I know some people who would probably like to meet you.
Mr. President, no matter what people say about you, you have still got a great golf swing. God bless you. You do. You have a fantastic mustache. I bet Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck look at you and get envious. I'm not kidding.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hugh Newman, a man who is changing the world with free parking and free compliments.
New leaf. A very big new leaf.
Your license is expired, sir.
That is why you're great at what you do. You are so thorough.
Really? You think so?
Hugh, what is your secret?
I just love to see people smile.
It seems there is no one Hugh Newman cannot make smile.
Next!
Welcome to the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Now serving B331 at window number 19.
No one smiles in their driver's license photo, sir. It's not allowed. Next! Next!
You are amazing. You are so efficient.
Next!
Victoria? Oh, that's a beautiful name.
Next!
You take such good care of your equipment. Oh, they're lucky to have you.
We're closed, sir.
Victoria. I just want to see you smile.
Good night, sir.
Where do I go for...
We don't validate, sir. Next!
They match your eyes. Sorta. Oh, you have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
Next.
You eat healthy, too. See, you take good care of yourself. That's awesome. See, you're even a great pet owner. You're giving her a full hour's walk. Most people wouldn't take the time, but you care. Oh, boy, do you care. Have you ever smiled?
Yes,
When?
when I was a little girl.
Oh, I bet you had a beautiful smile. What happened to it?
Next!
Look like anyone you know?
Next.
There's color and black and white.
Next. Next.
I just wanted to see you smile.
I'm sorry. Next.
I'm here to get validated, please.
You're okay, I guess.
Okay. Did you say okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Don't you have anything else to say?
What's the point?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Could you take our picture? Thanks, I really appreciate it.
It's our first time here.
Smile. It's not a real smile. You guys love each other? You're on vacation, traveling the world? God, that's great. Wish I could travel the world with the woman I love. Wish I could have someone take our picture. I'd really smile. You guys have every reason to smile. You're gorgeous. You're in the prime of your lives. And you guys are great. Hold it right there. Now that is a smile. Hey, one more, right here. Oh, that's excellent. One more. Beautiful, beautiful. Here, look at each other. Oh, fantastic couple. What do you love most about your wife?
She accepts me. Despite knowing me.
Where did you meet?
On jury duty.
Oh, served your country and met the love of your lives. You guys are awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice meeting
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Excuse me. You get the most sincere smiles out of people I've ever seen. You want to make some extra money shooting stuff like this?
Pardon me, folks. Sorry to interrupt. You're a beautiful couple. Are you models?
No.
Would you like to be? You have two of the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
Excuse me?
Your eyes, they're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. And your dress matches your eyes. It's perfect. May I? What do you love most in all the world?
My daughter. She has the most wonderful smile.
Hello. I have a 310 cleaning. Hugh Newman?
Hello, Hugh. Can you just put your driver's license on there when you're done?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, man. How did you... You're smiling. But she... Did you... Excuse me, sir. Where's Victoria?
You know, work here, she was fired.
Fired? Why?
You were smiling. Look at this. She did these. Look at that. They're all smiling. Look at that. Those pictures suck. They're not supposed to smile. They're smiling. Look at that.
Where is she? It's my first time. Really? Yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it. Really? This is amazing. This life is special. Yeah.
Yo, you're making lines.
You are awesome. Thank you. You're gonna have so much fun on this trip. The stories you're gonna tell people when you get back will be amazing.
I can't wait. I've always wanted to see Paris.
I don't understand. I tried everything. What happened?
When I was a little girl, my mother got very sick. And she stayed that way. And over the years, she just got so sad that she forgot how to smile. And seeing her like that, I couldn't smile either. And I didn't for years. But then one day, a young man came up to her and told her how beautiful she was. So beautiful that he wanted to take her picture. He made her smile. And suddenly, after all those years, she got better. I knew it was you. I looked everywhere for you, but I couldn't find you anywhere. I went to every garage in town. I paid every fee they had, but I couldn't find you.
You paid for parking? For me?
Yes. Because you are great. You are amazing.
No one has ever said that about me before.
So this film, the first part of it shows that if somebody is trying to do something good for the society, there are people who are opposed to it. The second part is a transformation, but that took after a long time. You are welcome to give a lecture on any topic of your interest for the benefit of younger generation. If you wish to enjoy the pleasure of parting with your hard-earned knowledge, skill, and experience, having spent several sleepless nights, then please give your name of the topic you wish to talk, the day on which you wish to talk, so that it can be included in the schedule. please send details by email to x9t9@yahoo.com. This is what was planned, but there were some more slides that we were supposed to make. But although we planned for every week, there is a lot of effort required in collection of information, studying, and then simplifying, and then standardizing, so that the information is presented in the simplest possible way and in the shortest possible time, so that anybody, the intended viewers who are invisible right now, because the recordings of these lecture series will be made available for anybody through internet. So they will be able to go through. They are our intended and invisible viewers who may get some amount of motivation or inspiration to use some points out of this program for their own improvement, and one day they can become eminent scientists, eminent professors, eminent engineers, and eminent innovators, so that the quality of engineers coming out of engineering polytechnics and engineering colleges, deemed universities, to be deemed universities, colleges or institutions which are affiliated to recognized universities, etc., etc. The quality of engineers coming out of them will become better than the best. Now, it is the time to stop today's program. We will meet again next Saturday at 6 o'clock sharp. So please see that you are not missing any of these programs, because some points out of this program will be useful to improve your career. Thank you and goodbye.